We got the movie coming out. We got stand-up coming back, whether it comes back with a vaccine or not. I'll be back doing outdoor gigs in April like a motherfucker. I've got Uncle Vinny's the 5th and the 6th, and I got the surgery on the 8th. Say 10, 20 days after that, I'm back on stage working new material, and we're going after it, with or without the COVID, or I'm going on stage with COVID. I'll put like a fucking stick man and give him COVID, and we'll go on stage together like a two-man team. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to stay in your house and hide because of fucking COVID another year? You can't do it. I understand for people who are going to be working from home or not, but there's ways to tighten up your game. You already did 9 months of it. It's getting old, so maybe set up a schedule, do an hour, get up, go for a walk, do another hour, get up, make some calls. Now you're getting better at it. Don't expect that now corporations and businesses aren't seeing this and saying, you know what? We could go from a fucking $8,000 a month nut to $2,000 a month and just give assignments out. The world's going to change. The job market's going to change. Everything's going to change, which is good. We would do for a fucking change. Things are getting a little fucking boring with the fucking, the same shit all the time. And it's good. People who were burnt out doing old jobs are now doing new fucking jobs. I was burnt out on fucking stand-up. I'm very happy now that I got to go down there once a week and do it. Do you think I want to go back to 2 shows a week, every other week with a fucking theater and planes and shit? I'm not ready for that right now. I feel funny again. I feel happy again. My family's good. Mike's good. We're running smooth. Smoking fucking tremendous reefer. The Patreon's going great. So I got no regrets. I did my time and I'm ready to go. We got a subject to talk about this week, which was very interesting how it fell on my lap. And I wrestled with it for a few days before I wanted to bring it to podcast, because I'm not here to cause any problems. I'm just telling you how an evolution of a bad situation came out. And basically, he was the first comic that got canceled throughout this whole thing. And he basically canceled himself. Last week we were talking about Tom Cruise, how he went off on his job and, people didn't like it and some people criticized him. A motherfucker likes me, a motherfucker like me, who is a fan of Tom Cruise, whatever his religious preferences. I don't give a fuck if he's a Scientologist. What are you going to do? If the guy's waiting for Martians, that's his business. That's what he does on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a fuck? You know what I do on Sundays? I go to church and try to not get hypnotized by the fucking pedophile smoke. You sit there and you hold on to your breath. So everybody's got their own trials and tribulations on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? He went off about COVID and the movie and, social distancing. And some people took offense to it. And I loved it because most people did take offense to it, especially the people in LA, especially the 5 people that quit that job. Now, I'm not saying that, I have stuck up for myself in those situations. I have stuck up for myself when I've been right and a director or a producer has been wrong and yelled at me. I could tell you, if you look at my IMDb, Joey Diaz, I've been on 1,000 fucking projects. And I think I may have had, let's just sum it up to 3 where I had problems on a project. Let's just sum it up to 3, The one commercial I did for Arby's where the director was just being an asshole. American Gun. I think that I was being an asshole and so were they, and I got the brunt of it. That's what happens. Shit falls downhill. And The Longest Yard, I was a shit towards the end. Basketball, I robbed them blind from their fucking roller skates. Fuck them, they're still on TV. South Park, they got more roller skates than the roller skate company. So I'm not worried about them. But pretty much, with comedy and stuff, I was always trying to be a gentleman. I always tried to encourage other people. Uh, I see somebody on stage doing a great joke, bro. I'll go up to him afterward and say, hey, man, that made me laugh, whatever. I'm not going to go up to you and tell you a bad joke is a good joke. I'm not fake. That's not what I do either. I'm not going to sit in the back and go, aha, those fake comic laughs to let you know that I laugh if it's fucking funny. But there's people who get insulted if you say things to them. They take it the wrong fucking way. And I've apologized to people because people have said, you kind of said it the wrong way. No, I said it the right way. You just took it the wrong way because you're a fucking pussy and you don't want to fucking accept it. And you don't want somebody to call you the fuck out. Well, for me to tell you this story, I got to tell you this story in the beginning and in chunks. And we're going to take it from there. I got a call about 10 days ago from a friend of mine, and he was saying that John Caparulo had just worked the club, about a month earlier, 3 months earlier, and that he was bitching and complaining and saying negative shit about the store, fuck all of us guys, and it's going to be a parking lot anyway, that they're going to knock it down, and, I feel bad for him. When I heard, and there was more stuff, but who gives a fuck? When I heard the stuff he said, I took a minute, I hung up the phone, and I got to be honest with you, I didn't feel good about what had happened, because what Caparulo was really mad about was that he wasn't put in a documentary and he wasn't considered a piece of the church family. And I'm here to tell you, and this is nobody's fault, and I'm not blaming anybody or anything. Caparulo should have been in it, but because of his behavior, he wasn't put in it. So let's start on what he did, why he shouldn't be in there, and how this all went down. I knew Caparulo since day one. He was a sweetheart of a kid, very quiet, very introverted. One day, like everybody else at that comedy store, from Jesus Trail to Carmen Morales to all the people, after a while, you start to see him, the girl that made it to Saturday Night Live, you start to see them, and after 3, 6, 9 months, they start to get a little confidence. They've been around comics. They've gotten to go up on stage a few times. It's an easier place.